What's up, you guys? I'm Riah, and I'm here with another video. It's a story time. I guess you can say, I don't know if it's gonna be like a story time, it's probably a story time and a rant mixed into it, but it's some things I want to get out there that I want to express, and I'm hoping that maybe there's somebody out there that's going through the same thing I'm going through. And this one is about the father that was never in my life. And it's just, I've always kept it like bottled up. I've never really expressed myself, never really spoke about it. Never really spoke about it or expressed myself. Cause for years, like I always felt like there was nothing like saying or whatever. But it's about the father that was just my father that wasn't there. Like he was in and out of my life for a couple of years after my parents divorced, which I was like maybe 5. I remember them always fighting and stuff like that. I could have been 4 and not 5, but it's so weird because I don't remember a lot of things before the age of 5. Like I remember just waking up one day and I was 5 years old, but even though my parents were married, I wasn't a planned child, you know. I was more like a oops baby, which kind of sucks using that word, but I wasn't planned. My father didn't even believe that I was his, and then he honestly wanted my mother to get an abortion. So to have that sitting on your mind, like growing up, it affects you. And then he was in my life for a little bit after that, but it was only because my cousins, who he lived with, with my cousin and their mom or whatever. So it was their mom that made sure he had us like every other weekend or something. But doesn't mean I even remembered him like really being there, you know? I remember being there, the mom was there, and my cousins, and we used to always like hang out, watch TV, play video games, stuff like that. And then after that, I was probably like 11 or 12. Yeah, I think it was a little after I had met my sister. Yeah. So I do have an older sister. Well, on my father's side, because I do have a little brother, but he has a different father. But on my father's side, I'm technically the youngest. So it's me, and then it's my older brother, which we have obviously have the same mother. But and then my father has 2 more kids. I have an older sister, which we were close, and then now we're not close anymore. But you know, life happens. She got married, she had kids, all of this stuff or whatever. And we live in completely different states. But then I also have an older brother I've never actually met, and he's just now saying that that's his kid, because he was denying him for like forever. But when I was like 11 or 12, I was actually trying to give him a chance. I was sitting there talking to him on the phone, but how do you, like, it's something he said to me that really stuck with me, like, all these years, and, like, really hurt me to the point where I actually cried. How do you tell your kid that, there's nothing left out out here for you. Like, he moved out of New York, I think, to Philly or something. He moved somewhere out of New York. But he told me that he left New York because there was nothing left out here for him. Mind you, he has 4 whole kids. 4 whole kids. And you're gonna sit there and tell one of your kids that the reason why you left New York is because you have there's nothing left out here for you. Like, how do you say that? Like, to this day, that shit really still bothers me. Like, I cried about it. I was so like done with him after that, but that like it really hurt to the point I was like, I didn't say goodbye to him or nothing. I handed my brother back the phone. It's like, I don't want to talk to him anymore, and I freaking just cried. I freaking cried my eyes out. Like, he came to my 5th grade graduation. I'm not sure if I saw him for my middle school graduation. He was there for my high school graduation, but I don't think he was really there for me. And it just seems like every time I like put myself out there to give him a chance, like, he always lets me down. Like, I honestly invited him to my college graduation, and what the worst part was that he showed up, but he showed up to drop my brother off. Didn't even acknowledge that my sister had came, so he didn't acknowledge his other child. He didn't even acknowledge his grandchild that was there. I didn't even see him, no nothing. He just dropped my brother off and just kept on going. Like, how do you do that? And I feel like he was just making up excuses because he didn't want us unless he had the whole package, which was my mother. He wanted the whole package, the wife and the kids. He didn't want the kids but no wife, and I don't understand that. And then right after that, I didn't really speak to him. He's been feeling some type of way towards me because I made a Facebook post and I had him as a friend on Facebook, and I had put it out there that he was never there in my life. That my mother had to play both roles. She had to play the mother and the father to take care of us, and he was never there. And I blamed him for all my insecurities, all these bad choices I've made with people, like mainly the guys. And I'm out here seeking all this attention or whatever, and seeking this like I've been seeking like the wrong like love from guys or whatever. Cause I blame him. I blame him because he wasn't there to teach me. He wasn't there to teach me the right and wrong of choosing, like, trying to figure out which one's the good guy and which one's the bad guy. He wasn't there to to show me, okay, this guy wasn't good. He wasn't there to help me like mend my broken hearts with these guys. He wasn't there for me to be a daddy's little girl, you know? He wasn't there to really see me grow up to like, I invited him to my accomplishments, but he didn't see the hard work that I had to go through. He didn't offer like no help with me. He was never like, oh, do you need something? I got you. No, it was none of that. And to sit here and talk about this, like, it's hard because I never actually like really spoke about it, because for years I've always been so angry with him because he was never there. Like, he wasn't there for me for any other times that I needed a father. So I kind of blame him for me being me being the way I am, because it built all these like insecurities in me, like never feeling like I was good enough for a guy. I started seeking love in all the wrong places, which kind of screwed me up in the end for the long run. He was never there in my life to be a father, period. Like, even if I saw you every other weekend, that'd have been fine, but no. You only, like, the only reason why I saw you is because of my cousin's mom. She made sure that he brought us around. When they stayed with us for a little bit, I saw him a little more because it was her. He wasn't coming around any other time to come and see us. And it says because he tried to stay in contact with my brother, but yet you didn't want nothing to do with me, and you always constantly blame me for why you didn't try to reach out to me. And when you have a kid, like, you should never give up trying to have that kid in your life. That's why I said if I ever had a kid, I don't care what happens between me and the guy that I made the baby with, as long as you was in the child's life. I don't care what happens between us. Cause I would never, like, if I have a kid, I never want my kid to go through what I've been through, like all the emotional pain and scars that is gonna be there for the rest of my life, because my father was not there when I needed him. I can't even say yes, it was the other day, Monday. It's actually Wednesday now. My mom comes and tells me that my father reached out to my brother and said that he wanted to reach out to me. And I'm like, why all of a sudden now? I'm 27. Like, why do you want to reach out to me now? Is something wrong? God forbid, but are you dying or something? Is that the only reason why you want to sit here and like, repent all your sins and talk to me now? He really had the nerve to tell my brother that, oh, you have an older brother. We already knew that. It just sucks that I honestly do blame my father for a lot of things of how I am, and why it's hard for me to get close to people, because your parents are supposed to be the first people you trust. And then your parents are supposed to teach you how, like, you're supposed to be treated by your significant other, and I wasn't shown that. I was shown random spurts of seeing my father, and then I took that as, okay, is that how, like, a guy is supposed to be? A guy doesn't need to be there physically all the time. And it's not like I didn't try throughout the years, like, but why should I be the only one trying to put myself out there and be made a fool of? Honestly, should not be the only one trying. Like, he should have kept on trying regardless of the fact. And, like I say, it's never too late to have somebody in your life, but it's a little too late for you to try to be a father now, because you were not a father when I needed you for the important things. My first heartbreak, the first time I had a freaking crush or anything, like, you was not there for the things that I really needed a father for, like. And I honestly think that's why I can't get close to people, like, especially, like, even though I have male friends, like, I can get close to a guy as a friend, but it's hard for me to get close to a guy as anything more, because I always have that fear in the back of my heart that if I put myself out there and fall in love with a guy, that he's gonna do the same thing my father did. You might get married, have a kid, but in this age, we'll probably just have a kid, and then he just up and leave me there by myself to handle everything. and then have random spurts in and out of the child's life. That's why when I tell people, you have your father in your life, enjoy it, because a lot of people don't have that chance. A lot of people don't have that chance, not even just their father, but just to have both their parents in their life. And now that he claims he wants to reach out to me, but he's still feeling some type of way about that post I made. But if you felt like that post bothered you, why didn't you do something about it? Because I think I was still pretty young when I freaking even wrote that. Maybe you should have asked yourself, okay, what the hell am I doing so wrong for my child to feel this type of way about me? And this is why it's so hard for me to put myself out there, and it's just like, I can't understand it. Like, every time I feel like I can be emotionally okay, something always triggers it, and I start questioning a lot of things. I feel as though I don't know that side of the family. Like, when people ask me, oh, you don't speak Spanish, but you're Spanish, and my thing is always blame the father that was never in my life. But it's not just him, it's that whole side of the family. I don't get to see that whole side of the family. The only person that I don't blame is my grandmother, because I'm the child. I should be reaching out to my grandmother, and it's been years since I last saw her, and I really do need to go see her. But for him, he has no excuse. I don't even hear from my uncles or any other like family members. I tried reaching out to my uncle, but he ignored me. So it's like, it's hard to feel a certain way. Like, it's hard to ignore certain feelings, but of course, like, something like this is the reason why, like, I have so many emotional scars. Like, it always stems from somewhere, and like, this is like the start of it. Like, every like negative thing with my father, I remember. Like, I honestly don't remember having any really good times with my father, where it was just like, it was my father and my brother. It was always somebody else that was there that was doing it. Like, a lot of my fond memories that was supposed to be shared with my father was shared with my cousin's mother. She was the one that was doing everything. Like, she was the one that was trying to make sure, like, we enjoyed our time. And then, even after that, when my father was back living at his mother's house, which is my grandmother's, and my cousins weren't there, even then, like, he wasn't spending no time with me. I remember plenty of times where he would have us stay for the weekend or whatever, and he'll go out and go spend the night at his girlfriend's house. I'd be in the house with my grandmother. He'll go and do all this stuff with my brother, but I had to be the one stuck in the house with my grandma. Like, you couldn't do nothing with me. It was like, you always made me feel like I wasn't worth your time. Like, you just, growing up, you just had me there to please other people, to make it seem like you were actually trying to do your job as a father, but you didn't want nothing to do with me. And it like, even though it's been years, I don't remember the last time I saw him. Like, it still hurts. This wound is still open, and I think it's always gonna hurt, because you were never there when I needed you. You were never there for the good times and the bad times. And my mother had to play both roles. She had to play the father and the mother. She had to work multiple jobs just to make ends meet, to make sure we had a good childhood. wasn't there for none of it. And I tried like reaching out to you so many times, and there's always some form of excuse. But you had all this time in the world for my brother. Like, I don't understand it. Like, why did you only have all this time in the world for one child when you had 4 altogether? And it seemed like none of us is ever good enough, and it's like, you don't even make the time of day for your grandchildren. You have an older son that doesn't even, like, know you freaking exist. You have an older daughter that, is done with you. She don't even care that you never meet her grandchildren. I don't know if that's true or whatever, but she's, like, over it. And you have your son that you talk to a lot or whatever, but yet you have me that I didn't get no time, basically. It's like, I understand, like, you were pretty surprised because that my mother got pregnant or whatever, and you guys were going through a rough time. Like, I understand that part. See, here I am again, just trying to always understand somebody's side, but you cannot deny me. I have so many freaking traits from that side of the family. You can tell I'm like, I look more Spanish than black. I have my grandmother's eyes. Like, I don't understand it. I freaking nose from that side of the family. It's just like, you have all these things pointing to me being your child, but yet